Talking Alabama football, getting you set for spring practice here with Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama. Steve's been joining us, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years, something like that, breaking down
About
Bama
10,
football.
about 10, Mark, about 10 years.
It's been a long time, Stephen. We have tapped you so many times. We appreciate you so much. And Stephen's expertise and his knowledge of the Alabama personnel is definitely near the top. And you can catch him Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right here on YouTube at 6:30 Central. In my own words, it's a great listen. Alabama football, the SEC across the board. Stephen, this wide receiver position has been one we've talked about considerably. I don't know that it's probably beyond expectation that it can reach that 2019-20 status. That is just otherworldly that we've only seen on rare occasions out of a program. Maybe Clemson has reached it at times, and Ohio State possibly recently. But last year's group was a decent group. Ja'Cory Brooks moves on, had a disappointing year this past year, but he certainly made his big catches in an Alabama uniform. Isaiah Bond moves on to Texas, takes 48 catches with him, and Jermaine Burton, 8 touchdown receptions. He's off to the NFL draft. So a lot of new names, a lot of young players going to vie for reps here.
And a lot of young names that get a chance to step up and show who they are. And to start this off with, Kobe Prentice comes back. We saw what he did as a freshman, had 31 catches in the 2022 campaign. This past year, Prentice took a step forward. You got it right there on screen, Mark. 18 catches for him, 2 of those for touchdowns. So there's Kobe Prentice, the pride of Calera High School here in the Alabama area. You got Kendrick Law behind him, and he is a Deebo Samuel type. This is a young man that you can put him anywhere on the field, and he can make something happen for you. Was not utilized in the way that we would have liked for him to be a season ago, but now got a chance to get more out of him. Really like what Kendrick Law can bring from a speed standpoint, a hand standpoint, a route standpoint. He can block. Really good blocking receiver as well. So there's a lot to enjoy there about Kendrick Law. Can also be used on special teams. Then you got Emmanuel Henderson, an E-man who came out of high school as one of the top running backs in the country, got moved to wide receiver. The reason why, Jam Miller, a bit more build on him than Emmanuel Henderson. That's what pushed Henderson to wide receiver. But he's a guy that's got all the tools that you like to have at that position. He's back. But after him, you got a guy like Cole Adams, who can play receiver. He can be a good return man. So he's back, another young name there. And then you dive into Jeremy Bernard, the transfer from Washington. He spent some time in Michigan State before joining Kalen DeBoer at Washington. He comes in, so he's already got Power 5 football experience. Looking forward to see what he does. He will take over for the departed Isaiah Bond, who's now at Texas. And then you got some young guys. There's some freshmen. When you talk Amari Jefferson, who came in this class from Tennessee, just a very smooth wideout throughout his entire high school career. You got Rico Scott, whom Alabama pulled in from Pennsylvania. The last Pennsylvania receiver Alabama recruited, you got to go back to 2013, that picked up Robert Foster from Central High School in Monica, Pennsylvania. Now, Robert Foster had 4.21 type speed, but Foster, of course, he had some injuries that kind of robbed us of what he could have been. Had the shoulder issue in 2015 against Ole Miss, and then he had another slight issue there injury-wise. But when he was able to be on the field, you did see the speed, you saw the burst, you saw the go-go jets he had on him. So you pick up Rico Scott from that Pennsylvania area. Excited to see what he can do, what he can give, what he can provide. And then you pick up Ryan Williams, just the absolute stud from Saraland High School, reclassified to come out in this 2024 class. That's how good that young man is. But he will not arrive to the summer. Not a spring guy, he's a summer guy. So we'll see what he does in the summer. But the most intriguing thing here, Mark, is King of Oldham, the 4-star tight end from Carrollton High School in Georgia. He has announced on social media he will move to wide receiver. Very interesting here, because King of Oldham at tight end would get, immense on-field playing time at the tight end position. With him moving to wide receiver, because Washington, Kalen DeBoer has brought in Josh Kulis, a former Washington tight end, to Alabama. Now you push Caleb Odom, the wide receiver, to be kind of a hybrid type of player. It's going to be fun to see how quickly does that young man get on the field from a wide receiver aspect. So you lose guys with Burton going to the NFL and with Isaiah Bond and Ja'Cory Brooks finding other places, but you got a roster stacked to the deck with talent, led by guys such as Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law being back on his Alabama roster. You also have to throw in Jalen Hale and Jaron Hamilton as well. So the talent's there. It's just now which of these young guys is ready to take the reins to be that wide receiver one here.
Hale had 5 catches and a touchdown in 2023. Don't want to put too much on Williams. As you mentioned, he's coming in later, not an early enrollee for him to break out and do any special this fall. But in terms of top end potential, is he the guy, or how would you rank them in regards to that, superstar potential?
Still, superstar potential, I would look at Ryan Williams as the guy as far as superstar potential. Now, of course, Kobe Prentice is a star, and he's got star potential. A guy like Kendrick Law has star potential. Jalen Hale has star potential. A lot of these guys have the athletic gifts and skill set, but as far as just a guy that can come in and really truly sort of take over with what he can do, Ryan Williams is a guy that has the potential, the skill set, the confidence to really come in here and say, I'm him. I'm that guy. And a lot of people are just waiting with bated breath for his arrival when he comes in the summer to be a part of those 7-on-7, 11-on-11 type deals, the summer workout, the fall camp, if you will, to get to work with Jamarcus Shepard as the wide receivers coach coming over here from Washington. So Williams carries the marquee star-studded potential, but all the guys on this roster, they all have the ability to kind of separate themselves from the pack. It's just which one will absolutely do it.
Stephen, you mentioned the tight end coming in from Washington. And then we also have, of course, the transfer from Maryland from a year ago. CJ Dupre had 11 catches. How do we stand at tight end?
Right now, at tight end, I think Dupre is still the guy. I think he's still the number one tight end here with it being him. And then behind him, you got Robbie Oots, of whom I think you'll use more of an H-back, blocking back type of guy, though he does have the hands to catch the football. So I look at Dupre number one. I look at Oots kind of as your H-back. I think your number 2 tight end could very well be Josh Cubas. I think he's going to be your number 2. I think he's going to very well be your number 2 because you got, Ty Lockwood, who's still growing. He came in that 2023 class. I mean, you can add in Jay Lindsey in this 2024 class, who's a freakish athlete, but I think he's going to need some time to grow and develop as well. So I think Cubas is number 2. I think number 1 is CJ Dupre, and you got Robbie Oots as your blocking fullback, H-back type of guy that can slip out the backfield and catch the football.
Stephen M. Smith, Touchdown Alabama. And of course, the show is In My Own Words. It's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on YouTube at 6:30 Central. Stephen, we always appreciate you stopping by. We'll we'll go to the trenches, your favorite positions, offensive line, D-line. We'll knock those out next time around.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait for that one.